There's southeastern Adair County. Davidson is going to be moving across the border into Arkansas within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Notice the severe thunderstorm warned area that goes down into Sequoyah County and also down into LaFleur County as well. So that's the edge of the severe wind and potential tornado threat. So the rest of green country is, if you're west of this line, your threat for the rest of the afternoon as far as severe wind, perhaps, I guess you'd say severe wind or a tornado has lessened and if not gone away completely. So this is the only game in town as far as the News Channel 8 viewing area goes. It's a tornado warning which remains in place until 3 o'clock for southeastern Adair County, and it's going to be impacting us into portions of western Arkansas as well, near Odell, between Davidson and Odell over the next 15 to 30 minutes. We're tracking that storm as we know where the center of circulation is and when it would be impacting those particular towns. We'll put the base velocity back up there to look for any areas of strong rotation. This zone right in here, we've got velocity going on where there's some air going toward the radar, some going away, so there's still rotation. Another way you look for that is the shear rate. There it is. So between Bell and Davidson, that's where a lot of the rotation is going on. So that's where a tornado could drop at any moment into those portions of southeastern Adair County as that storm gets close to the Arkansas border. Once it crosses into Arkansas, you can keep watching the bottom of your screen for the latest information. But at that point, if this is the only tornado warning in place and then it jumps across the border into Arkansas, at that point we'll send you back to programming, but not yet. Because we have our viewers down here in southeastern Adair County, west of Davidson, west of the Arkansas-Oklahoma line. This is shear rate, which is just an area of rotation. And this is an atmosphere that is ripe for producing so far brief spin-up tornadoes, so far. But you don't want to let your guard down anytime you have a tornado warning. And the recent scan, that's a little bit better, not as strong of shear there showing up. So that's some good news. But we definitely still have a velocity couplet there as it moves to the northeast, getting ready. If you live near Davidson, Evansville, Odell, Bell, in between that area, right in that zone, that's where the tornado warning is still in place until 3 o'clock. But this storm is most likely going to exit Adair County into Arkansas before the 3 o'clock hour. So now is the time you put your safety plan into place. Anytime you have a tornado warning for your area, you get to your safe place, whether you're home, work, or school, you should know where it is. And if you don't, you got to figure it out to stay safe during severe weather season. Remember, lowest level of your home, if you have a basement, great. Some people have a storm shelter, even better. Many schools don't have storm shelters, so they have their own plan. But if your child goes to a school, or if you're a teacher, administrator, and you live in Oklahoma, and you don't have a safe shelter at your school, I think it's a disservice to the kids, and we have to find a way to make sure you get one. And there are ways. So you can have a bond, you can vote on it, and then you can get it done. And it's been done in places like Jay and Gore, other schools I've been to that have really great storm shelters, that the community comes together and gets the storm shelters built for the schools. And that's what we're looking for. Joy, you have an update?
Yes, I've got some good news. Aside from the tornado warning that we continue to watch, there are no active severe thunderstorm warnings for green country. So folks outside of the tornado warning in Adair County, I know we had a severe thunderstorm warning in Cherokee, Sequoyah, LaFleur. Those have all been set to expire as this line of storms has moved off to the east already. You can see as we go south, the only severe thunderstorm warnings are in, southeast of Oklahoma. More into the Arkansas state line. So essentially, once this tornado warned storm, the circulation that's been hanging on just east of Bell, northwest of Davidson, once that officially moves on off to the east, I think we'll be able to officially call it quits here. We've been watching this circulation now east of Bell. It's been kind of tightening up and then weakening and tightening up and weakening. And so that's why we continue to see this tornado warning here for this specific cell that's been ongoing since at least 11:50. I've had my eyes on it since about 10:20, but it didn't get tornado warned until about that 11:50 time frame. So it's inching ever so close to the Arkansas state line. Again, if I had to put my finger on it where the circulation would be right here, just east of Bell, moving slowly to the northeast. Still, this individual cell motion is only at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So let's put this out. So as we put this here, it's going to take about, at least this is a normal speed, right? Normal speed. Well, we can change this here to about 25, and we'll see if this will, okay, that doesn't update there. But at least if this was moving to about, okay, go for it, Kevin.
Just did, and we're tracking it between Bell and Davidson. Let's bring it back to links 2 here. I just tracked it going at the current speed. There's the Arkansas border. There's the area of rotation. Davidson, Bell, moving to the northeast. And you see the town names are going to be impacted. We are very close to this storm making its way across the border into Arkansas. And we are going to be dealing with that for at least another half hour or so in Arkansas. Odell, Floss, areas east of Evansville, this zone right in here, because that's where this thing is headed. As it moves to the northeast, a little bit of shear showing up there, and of a stronger variety as it crosses the border. So it's really, this is on the very southeastern edge here of not just Adair County, but the eastern edge of the News Channel 8 viewing area. And it's our policy when there's an active tornado warning in our viewing area, we're going to be on to make sure that you stay safe, you know where it is, you know any reports that come in, and it's all about safety here when it comes to severe weather coverage here. So you've got southeastern Adair County. There's the area of shear. That's just an area of rotation as it moves its way right across the border. So that's the tornado warning that remains in place until 3 o'clock. That's another half hour from now. Probably within the next 10 minutes or so, the greatest threat for a tornado to form is going to jump out of Oklahoma and into Arkansas. And you also notice that that's a severe thunderstorm warning out here as that whole area moves to the east. And we had a good update a minute ago from Joy that we no longer have any other severe thunderstorm warnings in place across eastern Green Country. For a time, we had 5 or 6 counties that were severe thunderstorm warned, but now the severe weather as far as the wind and the tornado threat is shifting east into Arkansas, where it will be for the next couple of hours. So the tornado watch is being dropped for most of Green Country, but we still have an active tornado warning right on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas. South of Evansville, that's where the strongest rotation is between Bell, Davidson, Evansville. If you live in that area, you need to be in your shelter right now for the possibility at any moment of a tornado forming. The shear rate is a great tool for us to use to kind of just look for that area of rotation, and we've honed in on that here as it moves its way into portions of southeastern Adair County. Tornado warning, get in your shelters. The good news is that moving forward into the rest of today, the severe weather threat is going to be much lower. But one thing you want to keep in mind, there's been so much rain across the entire state of Oklahoma this week that if you are traveling anywhere, we have a lot of issues on some roads, some rivers, and if you travel in rural areas especially, all of a sudden a lake or stream or something starts to go over the road. You might not even notice it when you're driving, then all of a sudden you're floating. So keep your eyes peeled when you're driving around for the next couple of days, because we're going to still have some rising rivers with all this rain. And I just read here from the Weather Service that looking at all of the observation stations in Oklahoma taken as a whole, this was the wettest April on record for the state of Oklahoma. The wettest April on record. It's top 5 for Tulsa, possibly top 3. I got to check the numbers. And it was the wettest April for Oklahoma City and probably many other cities in the state too. So flooding is still going to be a problem for us, even when this tornado threat shifts east, which it's doing right now. Eastern, southeastern Adair County, you're still under a tornado warning for this area of rotation right in here north of Davidson, south of Evansville. Even when this shifts out of the region over the next 10 minutes or so, the threat for flooding is still with us. We have numerous flood advisories all across green country. We still have active river flood warnings for much of the region as well. And sometimes it takes another day or two for some of those rivers to really flow into each other and cause even more problems. Rising rivers, we got to worry about it this time of year, especially after the wettest April on record in the state of Oklahoma. Amazing. It just seems like every month there's a new record that we hit. Last year it was the record number of tornadoes in the month of April, which I believe was 56. We had 56 tornadoes in the state last year in the month of April, which was a record. And this year, I believe we've had somewhere between 15 and 20, so less than half. And this is the last day of April. This is the last threat for tornadoes, most likely in the state for the rest of the day, which means the rest of the month. So we're not going to add to our tornado total. We hope, however, we are watching that storm, which still is tornado warned, on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas in southeastern Adair County. Still some rotation between Evansville and Davidson as we track that storm across the border. But again, I just want to reiterate that if you're watching from an area that's not southeastern Adair County, we've had a lot of flooding, we've had a lot of rain, and we will continue to see problems moving forward because another batch of rain, possibly severe, but not looking too great for that chance overnight. But more rain will come later tonight into tomorrow morning, which is only going to add to our flooding concerns. It's not really until Friday and the weekend that even if we do see rain, it wouldn't be stuff that we've been seeing this week, which has been torrential. It would be much lighter. So yeah, this is kind of the end of our several-day period where we've had severe weather, we've had flooding, we've had everything, and we're ending the month of April with a bang, and we're ending this tornado watch here, hopefully not with a bang, because as last I checked, this is still Doppler indicated, right on the border of Arkansas and Oklahoma, south of Evansville. That's where the strongest shear or rotation is going on. We'll look to see if there are any updates on any dropping of this tornado warning for Adair County, but it's still in place. You see that automatically generated polygon, the red tornado warned area. If you live in that zone, that's when you know you need to be in your safe shelter. And that's another reason why I like using the shear rate, because it shows you the area of rotation, but it also allows you to see maybe a little bit more clearly the delineation line between the edge of that tornado warned box. That's so you know if your city is being impacted. And you can also see the town names showing up here when you would be impacted by a potential tornado as this storm moves its way to the north and east. Widen out the view just a bit as we continue to track the strongest storm that we have right now in green country. And we'll leave the track up there with the town names as well. But as I was just mentioning, all of the severe thunderstorm warnings have shifted east. And we have one in southern McCurtain County, but otherwise it's all into Arkansas now and northeast Texas. And I mentioned all the rain. These are all flood advisories or warnings across the OKC metro where they've seen more rain than we have. So that's just another example of why there's weather hazards out there in late April, which is, it's no surprise. We get it all the time, right? So let's zoom back in on this tornado warned area here in southeastern Adair County, and definitely going to be watching for when this thing jumps the state line, and we can send you back to programming at that point. But right now, we're still under the threat for a tornado to form at any time right on the border of Adair County and the state of Arkansas, anywhere north of Barcelona, south of Evansville, as that storm moves its way to the northeast. And again, over the last 3 hours, now 3.5 hours, there have been numerous tornado warnings. There have been numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. There has not been any report of damage or injury due to tornadoes. Most of the tornado warnings we've had, they've either not produced a tornado or they've produced a brief one that has been on the ground maybe for seconds and then gone back up into the sky. So that's the kind of tornadoes we can handle. It's kind of scary. You get in your shelter, but once it passes by, no damage is done. And we hope that that'll be the case for this particular tornado warning as well, as it makes its way from Oklahoma into Arkansas, southeastern Adair County. You're still under the threat here for the potential for a tornado to form. excuse me, if we go back to base velocity, an area of rotation here near Evansville, and it looks like they do have a tornado warning for that. But it's, am I wrong, Joy, or is it Adair County no longer in the warning?
Just a second ago, Adair County has officially been canceled from the tornado warning.
Good news for Adair County, but obviously bad news for you across the border. So Evansville to Odell, if you live in those areas, that's a new tornado warning for you just east of our coverage area. So we're going to send you back to programming. Just know that even though the tornado watch is coming to an end and the threat for immediate severe weather is coming to an end, flooding can happen and can continue to happen even after the rain stops. So just be careful out there. If you ever come across water over the road, turn around, don't drown, especially at night when it's much harder to see how deep that water is. Thanks for watching us here on News Channel 8. We'll send you back to programming. Have a